just like to kind of bring us full circle here, we started off by talking about midfielders, and it is an interesting era in the development of that position when you're leaving Arsenal, because you're sitting beside Patrick Vieira. You're playing against a young Roy Keane, the Nottingham Forest version of Roy Keane. Did you know at that time, when you're playing against one of them and sitting in the dressing room with another one, that these two would become the defining midfielders in the Premier League era?
Not really. I mean, I've got to put the record straight. I think I did a podcast and I said Roy Keane was average. And to be fair, when he played, and I was purely talking about when he played for Nottingham Forest, and his role was pretty clear. He'd make forward runs, pick up the ball on the third man run, and that was standard back then. You know, it was a 4-4-2 systems, and one midfielder would hold, one would make the run, and I'd be tasked to pick him up. And quite often when I played against Roy, it was quite easy. You know, it wasn't a complicated technical game. But then I think when he moved, he took on a whole new persona. He was an organiser. His technical ability then came to the fore in the midfield. You know, just simple, again, like Declan Rice, simple passing, keeping the team going. But then he bossed the game. He bossed the pitch. He bossed the dressing room. Other players looked up to him, and we've seen what he's become. And I'm not surprised with that at all. And you know, I've got a lot of respect for him for what he did. So yeah, it's like the sort of, he just transitioned from being a Forest player to becoming a Man U player and a top player. And yeah, I think the battles he had with Vieira. I think technically Vieira, you know, I don't want to swear, but he was all over him in technical ability. But what Roy brought, the reading of the game, the stepping in, the hardness, you know, because Roy was always hard. Even back then when he was making them runs, you'd always get an elbow or a leg left in, and that was part of the game. You know, that's part of the game that I loved. And yeah, he went on to become an absolute superstar for Manchester United, and his medal cabinet will reflect that.